Welcome to the New School of Marketing podcast, the place for smart, simple strategies that will amplify your business results. Sharing practical tips, insider knowledge, and actionable advice because marketing is something that every business owner can do. Now, let's get started. Introducing your host, Bianca McKenzie, mum, lover of snow sports, camping, horse riding, and in-demand launch strategist and Facebook advertising knowledge bank.
Hey, how are you going? How has your week been? Well, mine has been a little bit of a blur with really early mornings because my baby is a bit congested. And by the time it's morning, he's just really struggling with breathing. It's not too bad. He just needs to do a few sneezes and then everything's gone. But I forgot how tricky those nights can be. And it's even harder because I don't want him waking my 4-year-old. So it's like, super juggles. And on those early mornings, I always think that I'll have a nap with him later in the day, when the 4-year-old is at daycare, but somehow I never do. Yeah, how is it that we just always go, go, go and don't stop? Anyway, I'm not a walking zombie just yet, thankfully. Sure, I may have forgotten to put our schnitzels in the oven the other day and realized 20 minutes later when my husband said they're still on the bench, or forget to put something on our grocery order. But apart from that, I'm doing well. And it actually helps that I go to bed at 8 p.m. No late nights for me, or I would really not get any work done and I would be a walking zombie. Anyway, today's topic might be a little bit of an odd one if you basically live in the online world, and I'm talking about myself here. I live and I breathe online marketing, so I'm always surprised when I find out that a business doesn't have a website. And ever since moving to Tasmania, I'm finding that a lot of businesses don't have websites and survive either by just having a physical presence or they see their social media account as their online presence. And when I first moved here, I really struggled to find services, like certain services, because nothing came up on Google, which meant that I had to ask a friend or I had to ask in Facebook groups. And look, there is nothing wrong with this approach per se, except for the fact that the business is not in charge of marketing itself. It is basically relying on other people mentioning them in groups. And really, you're not going to really know that, right? And the search function in Facebook isn't really like the one it is in Google. So in Facebook, you actually have to know the business name to be able to search for it, which in my case didn't really help because I didn't know the name of the business. And it's not the end of the world, but honestly, I am generally horrified when I hear that a business doesn't have a website, and I'll tell you why. So I see so many business owners rely on social media, but here's the thing, you don't own your social media following. Of course, nobody owns other people. But if you're relying on social media, like if all of your content and your whole business is on social media and it were to go down like it did in 2021, you'd be out of luck. Like if it got hacked, which it does more often than not, all that content would be gone. And if your account got shut down, and that happens too, all your hard work would be gone. So those are some of the reasons to have a website. And there are more reasons to build a website. And it always surprises like me when people don't have a website. And you can't control third-party social media platform, but you can control your website. It's yours. It's, as I call it, not rented land. And in my opinion, all your leads, everything should go to your website. All roads should lead to your website. So let's talk about 5 reasons why your business needs a website. Number 1, maybe I'm just talking about myself here, but your customers expect it. Everyone is online at the moment and your customers are searching for your services, whether it's on Google, whether it's on Google Maps, people are looking for it. And they are on the internet researching businesses, looking for reviews, and finding reasons to choose your business over your competitors. And it is common for people to look up a company online before making a decision about where they should go to purchase products or services. Everyone is online. Everyone expects it. I generally prefer a company or a business that has a website over one that is only on Facebook, unless I can go and see it in real life and I find it good enough. But yeah, like everyone looks it up. That's the first thing we do. It's like we're on Google or we're trying to find out, even when I drive past shops and I remember the name, I look it up online to see what it is or, what they sell. So number one, your customers expect it. Number two, it is yours. So relying on social media or your Google profile is building your home on rented land, and it can be taken away. Social media networks are not yours, and you're pretty much at the mercy of the algorithm in terms of being seen by potential clients. Plus, like I said, your account can get shut down, which means that you lose all the work you did. And it is also really hard to search for a service or a business on a platform like Facebook, like I just said, unless you know the business by name, which a lot of people don't. And if you're waiting for people to find you, but you're not like making it easy for them to find you, they're not going to find you. And if you rely on word of mouth, that is not a bad strategy. Well, it's a bad strategy if you're relying on it. Word of mouth is not a bad strategy, but you are not being proactive. You are not taking the reins. You're waiting and you're hoping and crossing your fingers that other people will talk about you. Number three is it adds credibility. So having a website can help your business grow. Your website serves as a platform to build your credibility and boost consumer confidence in your offers. Really, in today's digital world, consumers will go online to research before making a purchase decision. And if you don't have a website, it may send the wrong signals that you're not professional and not credible enough for them to do business for you. So another important one. Number four is it reaches a wider audience. So the internet is basically available everywhere. I know there are black spots and some places don't have internet, but really it's everywhere, which means that if your customers are online, they can find you. It is that simple. Think about it. How often do you check a store's website before you visit them in person, even if it's just to check their opening hours? And like that's at a bare minimum that you need to have a website for. The internet has become an essential part of our daily lives, and it will only continue to grow and get more important. Everyone carries a tiny little computer in their back pocket, aka your phone, and we can look things up all the time. So reach a wider audience. We can shop anywhere. Like, that's the beauty of it, right? We're not bound by geographical locations anymore. It's awesome. Number five, you can increase sales and revenue. Having a well-designed, professional-looking website can increase the sales of your business. And it's easier for them to navigate through your site, understand what you're selling, and how they can purchase it. And your potential customers will first see what's on offer before they buy, making sure that they know exactly what they want when they walk into the store, or they can order by phone. People still will research what you're selling and then go and order. Think about click and collect even. So many people do that these days. I did it last year when I was purchasing a barbecue. I was like, I can see that they have it online. I'm just going to put the order in and I'll go and pick it up. So really have a website because there are so many benefits to it. And even if you think that you might not need it to run your business, if you're not online, you are missing out on a lot of opportunities and on revenue. Another thing that I want to bring up, another issue I had recently was with websites that weren't easy to use or where I couldn't easily place an order. So a little backstory. I wanted to send some flowers to someone who had lost a family member, but this person lives in another state. So I jumped onto trusty old Google and I typed in florist plus the name of the suburb that they live in. All of that worked fine. I found quite a few florists in the area and started to look around. And it definitely helps when a business lists itself with Google My Business, if they have a profile with Google My Business. So that was my starting point. It was super easy. The first one I clicked on had a beautiful website with 6 products listed. Only 4 of those products seemed to be bunches of flowers. And I'm saying seemed because I didn't have the desire or time to figure out what they were. My issue with this website is that it wasn't clear to me which option I should choose to simply send a beautiful bunch of flowers to someone. Because it wasn't easy or clear, I looked for another florist. So this one lost my business. The next website I landed on looked like it was luxurious. It looked amazing. Their branding was really high end. And then I scrolled down to the options and came across options that were called Florist Choice and in some fancy words that I assume meant different sizes. Firstly, I don't want the florist to choose. I mean, I'm sure they'll do a great job, but I just want to see the picture of what I'm sending to someone. There were some other options, but by this stage, I wasn't interested anymore. So this florist lost my business too. Another website I landed on looked like it was built in the 90s, so I left really fast. So that one lost my business too. Then I landed on one that was beautiful. It had images of the bouquet options and a really easy to use checkout process. And it was clear to me when the flowers were going to be delivered, and I could leave a message to be included with my bunch of flowers. So it was easy and it was exactly as it should be. My only hang up was that there were 3 sizes to choose from and only 1 image of a full bouquet. So I'm not sure what the bouquet I ordered looked like in size. And that's another opportunity that they could have missed out on, potentially increased value of the order. Like if I had looked at 3 of different sizes and went, I don't like the small one, I'm going to send the bigger one. So I would have upsized. But I kind of went with the default setting, which was the smallest bouquet, because I have no idea what the difference was. So that was my only hang up. And I know there are big business florists that you can use to send flowers to someone, but I really like supporting local businesses where I can. But the problem often is that they don't make it easy to order online, whereas the big florists usually, they know the game. I would have been able to pick a bouquet for the occasion, which would have been super helpful for all of the websites that I went on. Or I would have been able to shop by color or by price or something like that. But none of these websites had that. And I get it. Tech isn't easy, and most businesses DIY this, or they have a small budget to get a website built. But if this is you, please invest in a website that is easy to use. So Shopify or Squarespace websites have beautiful designs. They are easy to DIY. They have e-commerce function that works really well. It's easy and it does the job. So moral of the story, because I'm going off on a tangent, you need a business website. You can't rely on social media because things can happen, go wrong with it, and then you lose all of it. And trust me, it has happened more than you can think. Your customers really expect you to be online. At a minimum, you just need to have a simple website. Even if you don't want to sell online, and that is totally fine if you don't want to have an e-commerce functionality, you still need to have a website with your opening hours, what you sell, what people can, and what you're there for. Don't build it on rented land. So people expected a website is yours. You're not at the mercy of the algorithm or, having people ask in Facebook groups and then being able to find you on Facebook, because really there's no searching functionality, not an easy one. And don't rely on Instagram either or on hashtags and things like that. It's rented land. It's not yours. Having a website adds credibility. It makes you look professional. You can reach a wider audience, really. Like, you don't have to only rely on people that in a specific geographic area. And like I said, increase sales and revenue. Having online really makes it an opportunity for you to make more sales. So those are 5 reasons why you need a website for your business. And I also kind of went off on a different tangent about certain issues with websites and why people lost my business. But I think I can do another episode on that. Anyway, you must have a website for your business, even if it is a simple one. That is my takeaway for you. And that is it for this week. Thank you so much for tuning into the episode and tuning into all of the other episodes. If you have, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. I do this for you. I love doing it, but I do this for you. I want to be helpful, and I hope it was helpful. And I can't wait to share more marketing tips with you next week. If you are ready to take your business to the next level with Facebook and Instagram ads, please make sure you visit newschoolofmarketing.com to download practical free resources, plus subscribe to the podcast and never miss an episode. I can't wait to go on this journey with you. Until next time, take care and market your business every day.